Evening, ladies and gentlemen, I'm meadsy69. Welcome back to the channel, and we're going to look at the AMX CDA in particular and the store in general. So what is in the store at the moment and what I would recommend buying and what I would recommend staying away. So as you can see, the first up we have the AMX CDA and we have the AMX 1357. So both French tanks. The CDA is a tier 8 tank destroyer, very good, and that's what we're going to focus this video on. And the AMX 1357, which is a good fun tank to play in tier 7, but for 20,000 gold I do think that this bundle is a little bit too costly. Now, we've already previously had a look at the menacing trio. By the time this video is released, well, I should release it tonight, to be honest, so it'll still be there. And then further down, oh, let's just we've skipped a few there. Let's go back down. So on the offers we have the we have a bundle here which is the Skoda T27 and the Progetto 46. Both tanks are pretty decent at 17,500 gold. So two tier 8 tanks for 17,500 gold, or up here you got one tier 8 tank and a tier 7 for 20k gold. Yeah, I mean, this bundle here, I mean, this is a pretty good bundle if I'm honest. That's just over what, 8k, roughly 8.5, 9k each, just under 9k each, so that's not too bad, to be honest. The Progetto 46 is one of my favorites, and the Skoda T27 isn't too bad at all, so not a bad bundle there. We've already had a look today at the WZ120, very good tank. Unfortunately it is in crates. The Badger there, 20,000 gold, the standard price for a tier 10 tank. Not that fun if I'm honest. You just go and drive an E3, which is much better. The Fire and Ice, now these bundles have been around a long time. The Blaze and the Glacial, again, the Blaze isn't great, the Glacial is okay, the Glacial's not too bad at all, and you can get both of them for 7,500 gold. That is a very good price. Very good price for a tier 7 and a tier 8 for 7.5k gold. Very good price indeed. You've got the CDA here for 15,000 gold on its own. Still a bit costly. You want it at maybe half of that, but this is one of the first times I believe it's been for sale, maybe once other, but yeah, still a very good tank, but 15,000 gold is just not worth that money. Moving on, T2020, 7.5k gold, good price, but yeah, again, it's a tank that isn't worth that much, to be honest. Well, 7.5k gold is pretty decent, but it's not worth getting. The tank isn't great. Moving on, we have a tier 9, the AMX 1ER prototype, one of the best tier 9 mediums in the game, and that's 12.5k gold. Again, that's not a bad price for a tier 9 premium tank at all. We have the Fury, and the Fury is only £6 with 30 days of premium. Very good bundle for that Fury there. And then, of course, you can get some more crates. You can get the Skoda T56 crate, one crate for £2.49. Yeah. Next up, we have what we call the Mini Mouse. Now, this is the Mini Mouse because of the armor profile, which it once had. But £1.79, you can't go wrong with that. £1.79 for the tank and 7 days of premium. Very good bundle, and if you haven't got that tank, £1.79 is nothing, and you should be buying that tank, not just for the tank, but even just for the premium time. That is worth it. SU85i, that's used to be in the tech tree, not sure if it still is or not, but that is only 2,000 gold as well. Again, you get some crates, you get 7 days of premium as well, so not a bad bundle there. So overall, I think the store's looking pretty decent, if I'm honest. There is, I mean, you can buy the Glacial on its own if you want at 5.5k, very good price. You can even buy the Action X on its own, 8k, very good price. That is a must-have tank. Also, you could buy the Blaze, 3k, not bad. But yeah, the very good tanks that I like, the CDA at 15k gold. I mean, again, if you compare that to one of the best tier 8s in the game, the Carnarvon Action X at 8,000, yeah, it is a bit costly if I'm honest. Or you can buy it for 12.5 12.5k gold without the camouflages and stuff like that. So even 12.5k gold I think is still a bit costly. So yeah, I think some pretty decent tanks in the store. You got the EXP there, which we've done a video not so long about, 5.5k gold, very good price indeed. And the T54 prototype, again 5.5k gold. These are some very good prices for some tier 8 tanks, but in particular we're going to look at the CDA. Now when this tank first came out, I said that I love it, and some people raised at me like, oh, why did you love it, blah blah blah, you're trying to sell the tank for wargaming. No, I love it because I love it. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not gonna say I hate a tank just because you shouldn't buy it because it's crates. I mean, in that video I said this tank, I love this tank, but don't buy it because it's crates. So stat wise, I mean, 1150 hit points, no armor really, 90 on your frontal armor. You can still get the troll bounce, but yeah, not really no armor there. DPM, I mean, not the best DPM for tank destroyers at 2625. That is only an 8-second reload. However, penetration 260 and 310 on your heat, which is still decent. I don't think you need to run the calibrated shells. Ram will do, and you're doing 350 alpha per shot, which is very nice. Aim time very good at 2.9, and dispersion very good at 0.308, and it does have a nice 8 degrees of gun depression, and it goes 50 kilometers per hour. Now there are a couple of ways that I play this tank, because of the DPM. I mean, the DPM is low, but it actually feels really nice. So there's two ways that I play this tank. One, because you don't have the armor, but you do have the aim time and you do have the accuracy, is camping. I mean, play it like a Borzik or something like that. And this game here, I managed to completely farm damage. It doesn't go my way in the end because my team, I mean, look at that Action X, the best tank in tier 8, and he just pushes forward and gets wrecked within 40 seconds. GG Action X, and thank you very much for probably losing us this game because of that. But you can see we're just farming damage, and 8 seconds for a tank destroyer that does 350 alpha isn't bad, if I'm honest. It's pretty decent. And there goes our second heavy. So 2 heavies are just getting deleted. No one is pushing to the right side, which means we should have held this left side because we have all of our tanks there. No idea where this guy's going. Where you going, SU? Come back. Come back and help us. But, you know, I've farmed up 1100 damage so far, and we're still going to farm up some more damage. Now, the T32 is hiding behind the rock, which is unfortunate because I'm just wasting time, but there's no other tanks to shoot at. There's so many tanks around the sea area, but I can't see anything. And finally, I do get the shot. You can see the alpha is really nice. It really is nice. But because that T32 has now dropped down, I am going to get a shot into him, but because of that, I am going to get spotted. And when you get spotted, you have to move in this tank. But I'm going to use my my high IQ, and I love doing this. You drop down, you move because they can see you running because I'm still spotted, and when you reset your camo, I just go back to the exact same position that I was at a minute ago. And sometimes they don't expect it. Sometimes they think I'm running away, maybe I'm coming around the middle, maybe I'm coming around the spawn, but yeah, I just go back into the exact same position, unspotted this time. I love doing it. I always do it. And if you're in a tank destroyer, I would honestly, if you've got the shots, I would honestly recommend doing that as well, because there's no reason for me to move. What's the point me moving? Yes, I'm spotted, no problem. Just reset your camo, then stay there, because I've got so many shots out. But unfortunately, the team are just not spotted, and fair enough with the SU. I wondered where he was going. He's got himself into a better position, so fair play for that, the SU 101. Now, as soon as the team are spotted, I can start farming this damage, but you can see my team is falling apart very quickly. So I want to do as much damage into these heavies as I possibly can. And you can see the Peugeot there. We're going to get a shot into him. He does, however, take care of the SU 101. Unfortunately for the SU 101, he got himself into a good position, but yeah, he just gets wrecked. And I am now going to take the shot into the Peugeot, brings him down to a 1 shot, and you can see the damage, 3.5k damage. So the DPM is not as high as some of the other tank destroyers, but it does feel high, and that's what I love about this tank. The accuracy, the aim time, the penetration, the speed, and even the troll armor, you can get bounces in this thing. Believe it or not, you can get bounces. But now this is where the troll starts happening. I should have taken care of this IS-5. I've had many opportunities to. I've bounced the first shot. I'm going to go for the second shot. I'm going to wait, and again I bounce these freaking tracks, and then it's just all too late. So yeah, it's going to be a 1 versus 5. I've farmed up 4k damage. I am going to farm up 4.5k damage, but as you can see, I'm not going to win this game. So we're just going to head over to the next games. But I just wanted to show you, because the tank is good for camping, and what I like doing when I am camping, I like to sort of do what I was doing there, and then later on in the game, when you have taken a lot of hit points from the enemy team, you can then use your speed to get close to them and just bully them. So that's one way I play the tank. Another way I play the tank is just front line. Use your speed, use your team as well. I'm going with my mediums. I've got the same speed as most of these mediums, so why not go with them with a big alpha gun and help them? As long as I'm not front line, I like to sit behind the mediums. So if there are medium tanks around here, they're going to shoot my mediums rather than me. So yeah, sitting sort of behind your mediums is what I like to play in a lot of TDs, to be honest. A lot of tank destroyers. The Kanonen Jagdpanzer is pretty much the same kind of play style as this. No armor, but a fantastic gun. But on this map is not the best. I mean, it's not the best. But you can see there is tanks spotted there. I've spotted the Centurion, so I'm just going to, I'm going to sit back. I'm not going to be stupid and go around the corner because I don't have a turret. So for me to get around that corner, I'm just going to get absolutely ripped apart. And you can see the accuracy here. You can only see a ever so slight bit of that Centurion, but none of my team are having issues penning him, and he's just going to get ripped apart sitting there, and there he goes. So that's one tank down now, and I'm just going to wait for my team to push. And because now my Pantera is pushing, the guys behind me are pushing, so why not push this Progetto? There is a Borzik there as well, who is going to take care of the Pantera, but we've managed to take care of that Progetto very, very quickly, and we are going to take care of this Borzik very quickly. Nice HE shot into him, 550, and the T49 takes him out. Now, you can see the Defender Mark 1 there. Now, I can see tanks here. I mean, I know the T49 is there. I know the Pantera was there. So I'm just going to ignore him because also the Borzik is there as well. There's no point 3 of us all going for one tank, which is why I'm going to leave him. Now, I could theoretically turn around now, but again, that would have just wasted a bit of time, and our defender does manage to take him out. So these two heavies up here are both one shot, so me and this T49 are going to rush together. Now, I could go right, but only reason I'm going left, even though it's more hit points on the Glacial, is to stick with my T49 because I want to go for the same tank he's going for, because we're both full hit points. I don't really want to help the Yo because he's a one shot, and if the Yo dies before I get there, then I'd be on my own against the Tiger, and the T49 would be on his own against the Glacial. So that's why I went to the left side with my T49. So we managed to take him out very easy. I'm still full hit points, which is now why I'm going to push forward. I don't mind at this stage in the game losing hit points to keep my T49 alive. And now the Tiger is reloaded and the T49 gets a shot and I get the kill. So I love that kind of gameplay as well. That kind of gameplay in a tank destroyer is fun. So it's not just sitting at the back farming. It's actually fun to play these kind of tank destroyers like that. So yeah, that's my gameplay. That's my game style in the AMX CDA and a few other tank destroyers like the Kanonen Jagdpanzer, etc, etc. So I still think it's an amazing tank. I really, really love this tank, but unfortunately right now, I just think it is a bit too costly, so I wouldn't buy it. What would I recommend? The deal for me, the deal of the day, or the deal of the week, or whatever you want to, however you want to call it, there is a couple, if I'm honest. There is a couple of very, very good deals. One is that Glacial and the Blaze for just 7.5k gold. Very, very cheap for 2 tanks. The other one is you've got obviously the AMX 31ER. That does come for usually the same kind of price, but for me the 2 deals of the day is the Fury at £6 with the 30 days of premium full equipment 25 times 5s and the Mini Mouse there for just £1.79. So yeah, those for me are the deals of the day. Hope you enjoyed the video, guys. I'm meadsy69 and I'll catch you all soon. Bye bye. With